Welcome back, you bunch of string picking guys and gals, to the String Pickers channel. I am your host, Casey. Hope this video finds you well. This is your first time here. Consider liking, subscribing, doing all of that YouTube stuff when you like somebody's content. And today's topic is saying goodbye to this thing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The old double neck 5-string fretless and 7-string guitar is getting a makeover and then going on to its next owner. I've never been able to bond well with this guitar. You're worthless. You're worthless and you'll never be anybody. So today I am actually getting it prepped, and we are going to clean up the 7-string side. We're going to oil the fretboard on the 5-string bass side. We're going to buff it down, clean it up real good, and I'm going to do the frets on the 7-string side. I've already got the strings loose and they're kind of floppy. So I'm going to polish up the frets. I'm going to clean the fretboard, and we're going to get this thing ready to go to its new owner. And like I said before, I've never been really able to bond with this guitar. I love 5-string fretless. Absolutely love it. Just great sounding on this side. And the 7-string side is okay, but I'm more attached to this side than I am the 7-string side. Like if this only had one neck and it was a 5-string bass, I'd keep it. But I've not really been able to bond with it because this guitar weighs 11 pounds, which is fairly light considering that it has this big, huge, thick body. But I have recently come across something that has popped up on Marketplace that I've been looking to get for a while. Not giving away any spoilers. You'll get that in the next couple of videos. But I do love to play the 5-string fretless bass. I do. That's what I think I'm going to miss the most about this guitar. I had to do a lot to this guitar. Like you guys probably, if you're new to the channel, there's a whole playlist. When I got this thing, it was absolutely terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible. Just not in playable condition. I don't mean to talk bad about anything, but I call it like I see it when it comes to instruments. And this was not in playable condition at all. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to this guitar. I replaced both the bridges, put a Geiger 5-string bass bridge on the bass side, and a Geiger 7-string bridge on the 7-string side. I had to get into it, tighten a lot of stuff down inside the electronics cavity on both sides, because when you pulled on it, it just felt loose, like it was the whole thing was going to pop out. Had to put some string bars on the bass side here and string trees on the 7-string side to kind of help hold those strings down a little bit better going through the nut. Because when you have this kind of headstock and there's no tilt to it whatsoever, it is very hard to hit these strings with any kind of aggression without them popping out of the nut on the bass side. However, I put a lot of time and a lot of love into this instrument, and I've played quite a few songs with it, and I plan on demoing it today for you guys so you could see it for one last time before it goes to its new owner. Guy is wanting to trade, and I told him what he's got is something that I've been looking for a while now. And there's a whole reason behind it. It's a guitar that I've never really cared much about owning, but it is a guitar that I have been looking for quite some time. And finally found it. And the guy, I told him, look, what you're wanting for that guitar and what this guitar right here is worth is about the same. We could swap even. He was looking to trade for basses or 7, 8, 9-string guitar. I was like, hey, I got a bass and a 7-string, and it's all on one guitar. So he's all up for it. So today we're going to go back here on the bench and we're going to go through this whole thing and clean it up, shine it up, and get it all purdy. Imagine that. And as most of you know that are new to the channel, this was a giveaway guitar. It was free that I had gotten from a group on Facebook that I am no longer a part of. I like to be in this because of music. I am not here in no way, shape, or fashion to get you to do things for me other than maybe sub to the channel if you like it, and you don't have to do that. But I'd like for you to be here to see these videos because I like showing people easy ways to do things, mods, restrings, reconditioning fretboards and leveling frets, and stuff that everybody that owns a guitar should have to do at one point or another to their own guitars, but don't necessarily know how to do that. I cater this channel toward beginner and intermediate players, and I really do love doing the things that I do to the guitars that I have in here. I have a unique and special bond with every instrument that I have. Every instrument I have in here, I have bonded with in one form or another. So, that being said, this one is the only one that I have not been able to bond with, and it's basically because I've got a bad back. I can't hold that thing for a long time. I'm getting old. So it's going to a young man that can hold that thing for a while, that can play it, can enjoy it for what it is, and it's getting a new home. So let's step back here and let's clean this puppy up. I want to go back through and recheck my frets because I am almost willing to bet that over time they have probably moved some. Okay, so we have them all at this point level and ready to go. I have not touched this thing in I don't know how long. And that's my wife, ladies and gentlemen, on the video.
Sure.
I
gotta go pay the cops off.
Got to go pay the cops off
Yeah,
so you don't get speeding tickets.
yeah. So I haven't made my monthly installments to them lately. I guess I need to go catch up on it.
Yeah. Well, you do that. We can't afford no tickets.
For real.
String pickers, that is Mrs. String Picker there. That is my wife, Sheila, of 27 years. I just want to say that I love you more every day than I have the day before. And thank you so much for bringing the laughter and the humor and everything. The whole paying off the cops thing was a inside story that we have because she never gets pulled over and I do. Wake up! Do you need coffee? Let me give you a drink. Okay, we skipped all the boring stuff. We've gone through our 5 different grits of Scotch-Brite on the frets. Got the frets leveled out real good. I did have a few that was kind of raised on the ends, and some of them, I just addressed them and run the crowning file over them. So they're looking pretty good now, but we are going to put the Flitz polish on there and we're going to get these things to really shine. Okay, we have got the fretboard finished and everything looks really good on the frets. Everything is level. That's where we like for it to be. So now we are going to tighten our strings back up. These strings, I thought about changing them, but these strings are in really good shape. We are going to hit them with some string conditioner and cleaner here in just a few. Okay, we have the 7-string side done. Don't worry about this little bit of dirt and stuff here. I'm going to polish that off here in a little bit. Got the frets cleaned up. The fretboard is been conditioned a little. And so now we're going to flip over to the bass side. Tell you what I love about fretless bass, there's no frets. So this is relatively easy to do. I have a rag right here somewhere, and I am going to soak this down with lemon oil, and we're going to do that fretboard all the way up and down, and then we're going to come back. I'll tell you what we're going to do first. Let's go ahead and get the handy dandy string cleaner out here. Where is my string cleaner and conditioner? There it is. That's what I use right there. Keeps the strings nice and clean. Adds life to the strings. That is faux show. So we just get them on there, clamp them down like that, and let's just run up and down. And there you go. That is the quickest way, ladies and gentlemen. I like that little tool a lot. And then we are going to go with some lemon oil. And I have this rag specifically for this, just for this bass guitar. And what I do is I put a little bit of lemon oil on this, and I don't even wipe it off. I just let it all soak in because there's no frets. You don't have to worry about leaving it on for a long time and then turning right around and seeing frets pop up out of the fretboard because the fretboard has been soaking for a while in some kind of oil. Well, on this side, you don't have to worry about that. Just soak that fretboard down real good all the way up top. And you can just leave that on there. Let it do its thing. That way you don't have to worry about any cracking, any splitting. Just make sure that you keep that fretboard oiled probably twice, 3 times a year. It's usually what my going number is on my guitars in this studio. I used to do it every string change. And then I heard from a guitar tech at one time that said you do not need to do it more than twice a year. And once you get oil on a fretboard, that's a fretboard with frets in it, what you need to do is get it off right after you get it on there. Don't let it set, soak in all that much. Wouldn't even wait 30 seconds to a minute, something like that. That way you can get all that stuff off of there. Okay, that looks absolutely amazing. Let's check our tuning. I've not played this thing in so long. And it was basically this guitar that started getting notice on this channel. Because you have to admit, how many of you have ever seen a guitar like this and held one in your life? You know? It's an odd bird. Do I wish I could form a bond with this guitar? and want to keep it? Yes, I do. I do wish I could form a bond with this guitar and hang on to it for as long as it'll keep playing, but my back will not allow it. My back simply is just not going to allow it. So that is why it is getting traded off to something that is not going to be necessarily, well, yeah, it will be better, but something that is going to be, it's going to mean a lot. I'll give you one spoiler, and that spoiler is that this guitar that I'm getting has a lot of sentimental value, whereas this has none. This guitar has absolutely no sentimental value whatsoever. I've tried to bond with this. I really love the bass side. I love the bass on this. The 7-string side is okay, but I can't play it as well with these necks being this close together as I could just the bass side. The bass side is phenomenal. Well, string pickers, that is all she wrote for this one here. I used to call this guitar Crip because had to do a couple of things to it that shouldn't have never happened to it. Again, if you want to go back and see the playlist, it is on my channel under Strangest Double Neck I've Ever Played. Now, I am a somewhat limited person in my picking, so when it comes to playing this guitar, I do better on the bass side than I do on the 7-string side. I know how to play 7-string, I understand 7-string, but my hands don't have enough room between the two necks. Am I thankful for the experience of this guitar? Yes. I've joked around that I never win anything in my entire life. I just don't. I'm one of those people that all I ever win is a chance to try again, and that ain't too often. And so, yes, I'm thankful for the experience of this guitar. What I have to say about this guitar is pretty much been said before. I would just like to reiterate on some of what I had to say about this guitar. I think design wise, they could have done a lot better, could have been a lot more practical. I think that the owner of this company that was giving these free guitars away should give people better quality instruments. I will say this, everyone that has won one of these free guitars has had to do massive, massive amounts of setups to these guitars to even get them playable. I have heard people's horror stories of getting them and not even being playable. And then I discovered that a lot of these were kind of factory seconds. So here is my thought on that take. If you're going to give away free guitars to people that put in the blood, sweat, and tears to do videos on your channel, at least give away something that is not factory seconds. There are people out there in this world that play guitar and do it well, but has never set up their own guitar ever. Ever. So these people didn't actually get a free guitar. They got a hunk of wood that they had to pay probably $200 just to get it payable. So that was money out of their pocket. I had to pay for this guitar. It cost me to put this bridge in it. The other bridge was completely unusable. It cost me to put this bridge in it. This was completely unusable. I said in prior videos to this guitar that whoever come up with this design really dropped the ball, because to change the strings, this bridge has to come completely off. There is no string through on this body. They didn't bother with putting a bridge that is string fed from the back. Why? I do not know, but that alone would have made this experience a whole lot better. This one has string through from the back, so you didn't have to worry about taking the whole bridge off just to change strings, but they did it on the bass side. The bass side. Bass strings last like forever. Somebody's great grandkids will probably be playing these strings. So they did it here, but they didn't do it here. That I don't understand. I really don't. That's kind of beyond me. But the gentleman that is getting this on a trade is well versed in building, repairing guitars, and everything else. And so I'm hoping that he can do something with this guitar. I just could not bond with it. I could not bond with this guitar. I've tried on several occasions. Their only drawback was is you had to do 5 videos with that guitar and upload them as soon as you got the guitar and got it set up. I give them like 12 or 13 videos and then I set it down. I just couldn't bond with it. I mean, it kills my back to hold it for longer than 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. And then it's murder to sit with it because of all that weight on your thighs. And I just couldn't bond with it. I'm an older guy. I have a lot of health issues, especially with my back, and then other things like neuropathy and all this other crap you guys have heard before. I just couldn't bond with this guitar. I did what I did with it, and we made a run of it. So this guy that's getting this guitar, I'm hoping that he'll be able to turn it into something great. If not, move it to somebody else that can. Really, really appreciate y'all coming in for the last video that this guitar will ever see. If I had to give it ratings, I would give it a 3, and that's being generous, out of 5. I just don't like it. I'm not sponsored by anything that I do on this channel. I call it like I see it. If you ever decide to get one of these guitars, be prepared. Especially if you order them, because they have to come across seas, they have to come across them boats and everything, and you have to be prepared to do a complete fret level job, reconditioning of the fretboard, just everything. It's going to need a lot of love, and more love than I am willing to give it. I've got it now to where it plays good. I mean, you heard it's a good sounding instrument. I'll give it that. It has a really great sound to it. but I can't bond with it. I guess I'm just a little old school. But that's it, guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you, you over there, and you back there. I appreciate all of you guys. And thank you so much for coming in to see today's video. As always, I hope and pray that you and yours are having the most blessed day ever. And I pray that God is with you all. Until next time, later.